I see you got that hammer down right about now on the east side of Honolulu. Take care, my friend. See you later. Have a good, blessed weekend. Number 7, Honolulu.
He better fix that leaky faucet. He's losing water. Bye-bye.
The nasty magma gone.
I'm gonna key this thing up one last time to get up around Sacktown and say good evening. I'm gonna key this thing up one last time to get up around Sacktown and say good evening. Yardstick, icebox, I'm gone.
Hi, Bugs.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
The Old Tube Radio Network. But as you can hear, the conditions are quite good today. It was up on 10 meters earlier. There's a contest, stations all over the place. And likewise here on your 11-meter radio, things are really, really rocking and rolling. So we'll work through the skip. The gray line will go away. Maybe we will get some short skip conditions up and down the West Coast. I hope so, because we'll have some stations that'll check in. In the meantime, you are tuned to, listening for, or perhaps participating in the Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark, an association of people who are interested in the promotion and distribution of information about old tube radios on your Citizen Band radio service. Available at Channel 11, 27085 live right now at oldtuberadio.net on the stream with a link up to some video that is going on that can be replayed later. My name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers to sit in the air chair. And if you can hear me, that's a good thing. We will see what happens. Before we get into the big-time roll call, I will stand by, see if there's any stations that would like to try and get checked in through the skip here for SWLs listening.
Class Acts coming in, 30 dBs talking to Icebox, and here you come in, man, just running everybody over.
So what you're hearing now is basically our gray line. You can see it's dark in the back, and we are listening to big stations coming in from Hawaii and Australia. In that area, the stations from the West and the Midwest now in the dark. We were hearing them 20, 30 over about 20 minutes ago. I think over at Old Radio Night, they're still shooting skip. We will check in with JT and the group over at ORN in just a little bit. Anyone needing an early check-in, over.
24.
All right, I've got two. Hello, 24. Joseph, I've got you. And also, just for kicks, we're getting a lot of kicks right now. SWL 56 got you there as well, over.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Copy this mail, icebox on the
650.
All right, 650 we can do. I want to say hello to stations joining us via the video chat. Of course, the 007 Extreme CB is saying hello to the left coast. And he is live from the Jersey Shore, checking in, checking up, and checking out. Roger, Roger. Sounding good, looking good. And I have a feeling that your skip has gone away, but as you can hear, we are rocking and rolling into the mini grass. Anybody else that needs an early check-in, we will be here for a couple hours tonight. So if you can't get in now and want to come back to the radio and check in later, not a problem. Over.
Steak. 6-6 in the stakes of the mini grass will be waving around your wind. Hey, Daddy,
All right, well, I'll continue. What I want to do is go to our 00. That's the best way to get things started off, and put the 00 up in the box. It's right there, and hopefully, who is the 00? I think it's who reprinted the sheets for me. That's good. We used to have 4, and now it's back to back, and they're showing that it is 91. So it's Felix. Yeah, Felix is the current one. Thank you. Who did that? Did Charlie do that? Yeah, he did that. He gave me a bunch of stuff because he is doing a seminar or something over in the green room. So he said he's going to be back and forth. So he kind of gave me stuff at the before the net here gave me some instructions. Says you're not on your own, but do a good job, and I will. 00, you can see that you are checked in. Thanks for joining us. Let me go to the control panel, and here we go. Thank you, Felix. We'll call you again on page 4.
Man, the fish is waiting for him.
And I'll just go through. If you can't hear me, no problem. We will be here. You'll be able to check in. You can check in on the video. I will keep an eye at oldtuberadio.net if you want to try it that way. And then it's a good old two-way radio works well also. SWL number 1 from the Cosmic Check-In.
Food on the table.
SWL number 2. Do I need to proxy OBP tonight? I am looking. Maybe an OBP late check-in. So we'll get Kevin proxied in. Got a check-in for Rob. Said make sure that he gets checked in. Mr. Lone Eagle. How about Levon is right there from his appearance over at Old Radio Night?
Check-in, 9940 gone.
And Levon, have you got the special glasses on? He's seeing 15. He's seeing Hans across the pond there. So, Levon, I want to borrow your special glasses out there in the Hudson Valley to get all that. You are checked in. 5 is checked in. Let's go to Mr. Ed, SWL7.
This is SWL number 7 checking in.
Okay, number 7 coming through the noise with no problem. Although you would think stations thousands of miles away wouldn't be so loud for the station a mile away. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
It's going to be rough. I'm going to try Sangertown, but if you can't hear me, pop in at the end or somewhere where you can hear me. But let's try SWL9, Mr. Dirt Dog, 982.
Hey, class, 40 on a Big Island, Big Nose. Thank you for that 5, man.
All right, I'll put we'll put Sanger on hold because I know if they're out there, they can they'll be able to hear us. But it is a little rough out there. The mini grass already still at 20 over. They're coming to their peak of the gray line. SWL10, the Dolphins are jumping. I'm counting how many. There's at least 10 times 30. So, Chrissy, number 10 and 30, good to see you out there. Thanks for joining us. You guys are what? Probably getting rain. We're having a big storm coming in for the next 3 or 4 days that I think is already where you are or going to be where you are. So send us some of the good stuff. Thanks, Chrissy. Got you checked in. If I'm Dapper, that other guy, let me get the suit, the seersucker suit here in the right spot. Mr. Cornbread and Dapper Dan, 11 and 12.
Mongoose 40 on the grass, no wave the hand. Hey, Mongoose 40 with the wave.
Checking in some big signals tonight from the mini grass.
Sagasi, aloha.
He's feeling dapper. He's looking dapper. We're trying here. We're trying to feel dapper through the skip tonight. I'm adjusting the microphone. Is that a little better? See, the microphone is part of the costume here. So if it's not dapper, then I'm minus the dapperness. 11 and 12, thanks for checking in. Mr. Cobra, SWL 13. Mikey, I'm looking for your updated comments. I think, were you in earlier somewhere? 14. Okay. I see 14. I see you, Sean, on the stream. So don't go away when the skip dies down. Jump in at the end of the roll call or sometime in the middle, wherever you want. Jump in and we'll get you live and direct. Whoever is at the microphonium there tonight.
Break OTR.
The break OTR. Go ahead. Over.
Checking in early, 53, checking in there.
All right, 53 checking in early, and oh, look at what happened here. They split the roll call sheet. That's interesting. All right, I've got you checked in, Bob. No problem.
Thank you there, Dennis. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
All right, we will try. We'll see if we can get some of our favorites check in tonight from near and far out.
Well, I don't know who that was. Could have been.
Directed net roll call. Speaking of putting on the glasses, Alpha 173, good morning to you all the way from Copenhagen, Denmark. Looking to see if you were on. You were on the other list here. I was going to see if I could get a weather report, but you are now on the video, it appears. But hello to Fresno. Unknown, Belfast, Maine. I know who that is. Plymouth, Minnesota, Sacramento, Tracy, close by. You guys, I hear them talking to you guys up there. Hear the Hawaii talking to Tracy and Sacramento out there. Edmonton, Alberta, Albert, Peter, the Squamish boys. I was hearing Tyler out in Alaska, so stay tuned. Maybe you guys will show up tonight on the on the skip, the short skip, Lake Elsinore. That could be 78. We'll get to you. A couple of unknown SWLs. Where shows South Carolina? Nome. Yeah, that's, hey, Tyler, is that you? We were hearing you 22 just before the net. You were sounding pretty good down here. Check the audio replay. You're on there. Edmonds, Washington, and who just walked in? Ashburn, Virginia. That's our oldtuberadio.net check-ins. Let's continue on. I've got 15. Thank you, Hans, for checking in. He's busy trying to sell some ice called Greenland. I don't know.
Check. I know.
If we can't get Greenland, maybe we'll get Iceland. But I think there's more ice in Greenland, and there's more green in Iceland. And that's sort of the way it goes. SWL 16, Charlie is in. He's left a thing that says, check me in. He is doing a seminar tonight over in the green room. He will be in and out during the breaks. I'm not sure. What was the topic? And why are they doing it at the same time as the net? Is that when they could do it? All right. Well, I know he didn't schedule that, but he has to be there for the something about how to wire your shortwave listening antenna. All right. Well, good. I hope to watch the video replay.
Check. Bye.
So, Charlie, you are in, and thank you for getting me all set up here. Let's go to SWL 17.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead, over.
Hello, Class 0766, right on a Big Island. Hello, Class good afternoon time, 766, right on a Big Island. Aloha.
I think that was 55, over.
Thank you, yes.
All right, yeah, sounding good through the noise. I got you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
It's like jump rope tonight. You have to kind of jump in when the rope is in your spot to get checked in. We will get you. You can check in any time tonight.
Right on a mini.
It doesn't matter if we're checking in tubes or not. If you didn't get in, just stop by and say, hey.
Class fools in the grass back.
I'm not on the list, but check me in anyway. We are looking for SWL 18. Mr. KDA from Facebook said get a check-in, which I will do. On the cue cards, as always tonight, SWL 19. Hello, Chet, out there in Derby, New York. It always says Belfast, Maine, and you're kind of doing double duty. When Chet is away, he's filling in both sides tonight. So if you see me doing this, because there's things set up over here and things set up over there, depending on where you're at. I know.
Check it out.
I have to get you one of those little extended arm things so you can hold up the papers. All right, doing good. Let's go to the west side where I may be heard or maybe not. I had a nice chat with Harvey earlier on a different frequency. Why is 11 so busy when Skip comes in? We had to abandon 11 for a while to get a QSO going. SWL 20.
Hello, Dennis. Number 20 here. Please check me in. 29 and 54. And I'll have maybe a couple of radios of interest tonight. So I'm going to wait till the skip dies down.
All right, very good. I hear you 100%. I think somebody said hello, Dennis. I don't know if that's Tyler or not, but Skip is still in. A couple of radios of interest. It should be quiet by the time we get to the radio, so we will be looking forward to that. Over.
Roger. Okay.
Hey, 709. Don't worry about the 02 radio check-in, man. They doing their thing. They can't hear nobody. They're all close together, I guess. I don't know, but those radios sound good. But 709, I'm on way behind you, showing up out here around the mini grass. 019 Quickie Wave, aloha.
All right, there's 709 in the northwest corner getting a 10-5 from the mini grass. So we've got Hawaii, we've got northwest Washington, and everybody out there. So I think we're going to have a good night tonight on the skip. So thank you.
019, number 7.
Company there.
Thanks to the mini grass.
He was something else.
Here
man,
is
you got-
old
you
radio
had to
night.
watch
I'm going to
him.
bring it
He-
up.
He'd hit you
SW121.
with a damn piece of steel swinging around.
That is what's going on. He's got the DAC
stuff,
Mark
man,
9
like
on
that.
tonight.
I don't know whatever happened to him.
He's on channel 17. Having a good conversation there.
Wolfman. It seemed like
Talking to
there's a lot of
Wolfman.
getting in there, and this relay is starting to work now.
And you can
So they
see
better
the
watch out.
meters moving on the
Hey,
DAC
Wolfman,
9.
21. I'm standing by.
21 out there checking in on 17. So if the band is open, go up to 7. Somebody go up to 17 and let JT know that he's checked in.
21, South Carolina. I didn't know we were supposed to check in.
Yeah, well, there it is. He's on.
Jed, was I running late?
No, he's right on time. It's just we got a delay on the internet here.
Uh-oh. Dennis was hollering at me. I didn't know. I
Hey.
was too busy having fun. 21, South Carolina. I'm back out.
All right, well, watch the replay. He's got it. Perfect timing. Thanks for the heads up on that one.
Hey, go ahead there, Ray.
Yeah, a couple of check-ins here.
Man.
Bye, 709.
I must not be getting out there, Ray Wolfman.
All right, Wolfman and 21 checking in.
I didn't know. Hey, you held me up there, Wolfman. I was supposed to stand by and check in out there in Fresno, California to Old Tube Radio Network. I'm just having too much fun. Hey, Wolfman, 21, I'm back out.
This is the Too Much Fun frequency. Thanks there, guys. Thanks for letting him know, and we've got him checked in just fine. The Old Tube Radio Network, directed net roll call, page 122. Tyler, I'm putting the X in the square.
Know that one, because we get one shot, one beer, one...
He's on right now. That's his voice.
Hey, beer money. I got a 5...
If Tyler's watching, I've got the check-in right now. Listen, you can hear yourself.
One beer, one beer. On the Big Island, hello.
All right, well, if I stop for everybody, we'll never get through this thing. So, Tyler, if you're on the chat, we definitely hear you talking out there. But I'm sure we can get covered by L.A. and San Francisco and everything in between. So 22 is in. How about SWL 23?
I'm talking about two dead presidents, but not the same, dear. Ain't no doubt about it. If you got a 5 and a 10, and I got...
And my Tomboli, yeah, it is. I've got some Echo Link. We've got some crossband. We've got stations from north and south, and then the link up to Old Radio Night.
25, trying to check in, 25.
And then 25, 25, 25, trying to check in. I've got you 25 over.
Thank you, Dennis. Have a good week, man.
All right, now there's a guy who knows how to do the DX thing. He knows how to kind of get in that little spot, that little dip when nothing's happening to get the contact, and he did it. We've got 24 checked in, early SWL 25, as you heard, sneaking in from way the heck out there.
One shot, one beer, one bowl.
And while...
Raymond 500.
And while Neil is 147 is on the line, let me go to page 4 and get the X in the square for Fayetteville, where I'm sure you had some conditions tonight. Skip, conditions good. Europe and UK in the mornings and mid-afternoon. I went to 10 meters this morning for the contest, and I was hearing stations in Brazil, just like you, here on the West Coast. It was everything, and the band was crowded all the way up to 28,700. So it's a good afternoon and evening. Arizona, Southern California, northern states, and Canada, and the weather is warm. It's getting cold here right now. The wind is coming in. There will be some rain, maybe not tonight. We will see. We will see what's happening. Thanks, Neil, for jumping in. And yeah, the conditions are good. Maybe we will catch you guys live and direct sometime.
About a 709, you know, I gotta talk to my radio, because you was calling them conditions in California, and you
Yes, yes.
120 dB. Yeah, Mr. 709, while you showing up in the grass, 019, weekend wave, aloha.
All right, 709 checking in, getting the relay from the mini grass. SWL 27, we're listening on the crossband. I know I could hear you on that. Let's go over to SWL 28. Gary up there in Sacramento, who's probably hearing the same stations we are. He's about 160, 190 miles due north, but too far away for a ground wave contact and too close for the skip. What's going on tonight in the green room recipe room? Snack away from the wedding reception. Oh, snuck away from the wedding reception with a snack, no doubt, right? Guess it's cake and punch tonight. Should have brought a big hunk. And you know what? When you went to the machine, the big hunk was out, the Abba Zaba was out. So what did you have to get, a payday or a Uno? Maybe you can get a Uno bar and bring it in. I was at a function the other day for the radio station, and we had all sorts of little goodies, you know, those goodies on a plate that you can't eat. Although I did find something that was good. All right, Gary, looking good, so bring back something. Wear a suit like I've got with these big pockets, and just make sure you wrap it up before you put in your pocket. 28 is checked in. SWL 29 with the proxy check-in. SWL 30, thank you, Chrissy, for getting you and Dwayne checked in. The Dolphins always do help me see who is out there doing something. SWL 31, Robert and Teresa. I didn't check up on the scroll down list. I'm going to put a check in for you guys, and I'll double check to see what is going on. Either way, it'll be in or a proxy from someone. Was hearing Tennessee on 10 meters, really good here in the early or the late mornings.
Jalapeno on it and a
Here's Tyler.
pineapple.
Hey Tyler, we hear you. Over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You said I ain't gonna get you in the front door, and I would need some more change to put in the bowl. So
This is one of those evenings. The people that need to be checking in are talking to the people that can't hear us but can hear them for the relays.
Algo 278, good to hear you out here in the weekend times.
And Greg saying hello to all the United Delta Xers out there. Thanks for joining us in. Hey, I see you. I was waiting for the internet to catch up. Robert and Teresa, thank you for checking in. 31, I've got you. Yeah, it says you're checked in up there. Let's go to SWL 32. And Tyler, we hear you guys are still breaking my AGC here.
With the old Tube Radio Network, so I'll get back quiet. Beer money, Mr. Miller.
All right, Mr. Miller, we hear you. 22, we hear you. Over. It's getting quiet now. See, Tyler's out there on the peninsula, so he's gonna stay in for a while. SWL 33, myself, and everybody here at the old Tube Radio Network. Over to SWL 34.
I hear you too, Dennis.
All right, boy, you're sounding good now. Watch the replay. You're like 10 over, sounding great. Over.
Yeah, I'm up north of the peninsula, up in the Cook Inlet.
Okay, doing good. Now the sun is still up where you are, so you're heading your gray line right now. So got you checked in. SWL 34, Jimmy Railroader, Captain Chaos is in. SWL 35, I'm checking for Mr. Bill.
Yes, it is beautiful and sunny, and I should be out there enjoying the sunshine, but it's only 40 degrees out there, so I'm hiding out in the shack.
That's a good place to be. Keep the Palomar running. That'll keep you warm. Get a proxy in for Mr. Bill. 22 is in, as you heard. Let's go to Chris. Is Chris listening? 37?
37 here, Dennis.
All right, yeah. It's nice to hear local. We're hearing Hawaii and Alaska, and now just down the street. You're sounding good, Chris.
Thank you. Yeah, I could hear Hawaii. They're booming.
Yeah, it was a good day. The numbers weren't that great on the chart, but it is a good day for DX and Skip, and hopefully we'll get some late night stuff. You're sounding great, by the way. So thanks for checking in.
First time I've keyed it up today. Period. All right. Thank you, Dennis.
All right. He doesn't even have to practice. Chris doesn't have to practice. I come in early. They turn on all the lights, and I practice, and I say my numbers, and I hold the paper up, and it's like, yeah, we good? And then I have to come back. But Chris does not need any practice. He just comes in and keys down.
Yeah, okay.
Or maybe that keys up. I don't know how it is. SWL 38, Sammy, I'm going to put the X in the square, and of course we've got some delay. So if you can call the mini grass and bug them again, bug that mini grass and say, could you guys check in another OTR, and we'll be listening for you.
709, can we get up in there real quick? 709 Icebox, Maui, Hawaii.
Yeah, 709 Icebox, we've got you here at the Old Tube Radio Network. Want to say hello to Boat Anchor.
10709, I appreciate the get back. I just wanted to see if we saw Mother Nature out there. It's almost 5:30 out here in the island.
Okay, I want to make sure we're not talking over relay. Boat Anchor CB Radio Repair saying hello, radio. He's working on a Technics SS 1950 the turntable. I don't know. I've got one of the ones you buy. I don't know what it was. The really cheap ones that you would get back in 1970.
Spokane, Washington, Icebox Radio Station. I'm reading your mail. Bye.
That played a lot of records over on the shelf here. But you got the good one. That's the one worth fixing up. Let's go to SWL 39.
Likewise to you, man. You showing up real good out here in the islands, no doubt about it. Take care, 709. You have a great evening. I'm going to step on out the side. Icebox Radio Station, Maui, Hawaii. I'm gone.
And Foxman, 709 is a station that will check in later. He's up in Washington. He comes in really well. But right now, the conditions are such that he's talking to Icebox, and Icebox is doing the number on us because they're heading into their gray line as ours is passing here. Let's go to SWL 40.
Man, me joining the 295. I wasn't tuned up. I was down on channel 6. Hello. Whoa. Radio. Icebox gone.
SWL 40 checking in.
All right, 40 checking in over top of the Icebox. I bet Icebox is on an Anon or a Flex. He's got one of those big radios. He should be able to hear us out here. 40, you are sounding good.
Listen to Old Tube Radio down there out of Fresno, Cali. Go ahead and check in if you want. If you can hear them, check in.
Alaska's coming in at 20 over. They're 20 over.
Yeah, Tyler's giving us a little promotion up there. I got you checked in, Larry, and also SWL 41 Road Dog 507. Saying hello, radio, the Orange County React, Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening, everyone, and likewise. Crazy conditions tonight. I hope we get some late night skip as well. SWL 42 got a proxy. SWL 43 got a proxy. SWL 44, hello, Ray. I'll get Ray checked in. I missed the Friday night net. We were doing another radio station thing, and I couldn't get into Ditch Banks. I'll have to see what they were doing later on. SWL 45, I want to say hello to Paul and Kelly. I know you are listening. Hope you guys can get back on with some radios. We missed you out there, but thanks for tuning in to your favorite place on a Saturday. SWL 46. Shortwave listener 47. I bet 47 will be in there some point. Hello to somebody came in. York, Pennsylvania, way up there in the 17402 area code. Come on down. Plenty of stuff in the green room. The ushers have those, red flashlights. They'll help you out. SWL 48. Somebody said give Sammy a check-in. I will do that, Mr. KP. How about SWL 49?
Hello, Dennis, the 49er, Mr. Smitty, along with Sweet Country Mama checking in. Wishing you guys all a fantastic night and a great rest of your weekend. Thank you for the check-in, Dennis. You guys take care.
All right, I think you've been talking to John. You've been talking to Motormouth Mall and said, can I borrow your audio rack? You're sounding good. Sounding good here tonight through the skip. We've got you both checked in. Thanks.
All right, thank you there, Dennis. Again, you guys all have a super fine one.
Where are they checking into?
They're checking into the Old Tube Radio Network, oldtuberadio.net.
No, check out that.
Yeah, streaming online for your glow-in-the-dark pleasure. Let's go up to SWL 51, Dave.
Hello, Day 83. On the coastline, Delta 3 with the wave.
6USY standing by.
All right, Dave, I think I actually heard you through the noise with no problem, so we got you checked in. Let's go over to KB6GFD, SWL 52.
Yes, but behind the golden microphone and on the FM, the fun modulation, to just bypass all of the skip. Have fun, Dennis. It's a crack house down there, but good luck. Yeah, SWL 52 out here on the west side.
All right, 52, taking advantage of the full quieting radio linked into the board here in the frequency modulation mode and doing a simulcast on AM, at least for me anyway. And you are sounding good, and you are checked in. Yeah, there was no mini grass stepping on you at all. Thanks for checking in. KB6G.
Enjoy your weekend, my friend.
And if there was, I would just turn up the power.
There you go.
Aloha.
All right, 52 is checked in on the crossband. Now that the microphone is here, I'm bumping into everything. I lost my pen. Do we have a pen tonight? He's shaking his head. Yes, we have a pen for the pocket protector. All right.
82.9 Blue Thunder on the east side of the BIG. Aloha.
Okay, 53 was checked in early. We've got a proxy check-in for SWL 54. 55 checked in between the skip from way up near Shaver Lake. SWL 56, just for kicks, checked in early. That takes us to SWL 57.
From the even time, 7:09, your thunder in the grass. Aloha.
Who is that? That's Brown Dog Audio out of Central Kentucky. I want to make sure I didn't miss him checking in early, and I will go through the list.
1 bushel. I got 1 bushel. I got 1 bushel. Take care. Thunder in the grass as well.
UDX 404. Hello to the Misfit Mechanic. Who else is jumping in on the page right here?
Well, I gotta tip my hat to Mod Squad. That guy, he's my tech. He's my radio tech. My favorite radio.
Let's go to SWL 58.
29 Blue Thunder.
I would get the 1 proxy. I give 58 1 proxy because we know he's going to be in town at some point. All right, here's the guy that's in the wings over at Old Radio Night. I think he's got the Diet Dr. Pepper. He brings in the Diet Dr. Pepper for JT. To keep him going, and then jumps over here to the Old Radio Night and makes sure that the Ovaltine supply is up and running. Uncle Hairball, SWL 59, checking in to the Old Tube Radio Network. UDX 786. Were I to want to listen to the United Delta X-ray stations, do they hang out on a certain frequency? Is it like, go to 39 lower? Where is it that our shortwave listeners could tune in the majority of the United Delta X-ray, or is that not a thing? It's like you're everywhere. Ubiquitous. Maybe that's what the U is for. Ubiquitous. All right, let's go to, hello, Joe, SWL 60.
28, take care. Next shot, getting down. All right, big shot, take it easy, man. I'm trying to go around range. SWL 60, checking in. 28, aloha.
I hear you, Joe. They are making it rough tonight. They're so. I give them 5 more minutes, and that gray line will be out of there. But you are sounding good. And if you're in the Radio Shack tonight when we are glowing in the dark, we've got some spots for you on the list. Thanks.
Thank you much, Air Dennis.
I did not hear this station earlier, probably because he couldn't hear me, but I'll give the number a couple times, and we'll see if we can sneak in between the noise. SWL 61, 61. Hello, Dino 61 over. Trying to check in. There's a guy that knows how to do it. I love these stations that have been out long enough to know how to talk skip or not talk skip. 61, you are in, over. And that is from way far away. Now, the difference between here and there is that 61, that Dino, Copenhagen has a very good radio and a good antenna and knows when to use it, and I am stuck with whatever it is that I have that I kind of screwed back together last week on the roof. And it's still working. Let's go to SWL 62. SWL 63. Get the mic check going on. Hello to Edmonds, Washington, Middletown, Ohio, checking in with us at oldtuberadio.net. SWL 64 checked in early. Craig, I saw you on the list, and you are definitely checked in. Over to SWL 65. Getting quiet. SWL 66. Shortwave listener 67. I did see Bill checking in about half an hour ago from Canby, Oregon. Bill, I don't know, listen in tonight. I have a feeling that maybe we'll get around 9:30 or so, the band starting opening. Listen for those stations like SWL 30, Dwayne and Chrissy, and 709 is out there. Tyler could be in. See who makes it in tonight. 67 is in. SWL 68.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you up.
SWL 69. Kenny was also in earlier on the video side and wanted a check-in from Tulsa. Kenny, you are checked in from Tulsa. Thanks for joining us. And Hampton Roads, Virginia. Hello, Paul. Checking us out live. Staying up late. Is it Sunday yet there? You're in Virginia. No, we're still coming up to midnight here. The sun just went down here. As you can hear, we're in the gray line, end of our gray line, picking up the stations out in the Pacific. Thanks for joining us, Kenny. Let's go up the hill. SWL 70. And Mark was in there. I heard him, was it Wednesday night I was in? He was a nice big signal. So Mark will probably be in a little bit later. Let me see if Stan, 71, an hour ago, checking in. He has been VE testing all day, and he's just started working the CQ WPX contest. Okay, that's what I was hearing. I don't know what WPX is, but it's obviously some type of world phone. Maybe that's the WPX, because stations from all over on 10 meters, probably be like that all night. I don't know. It must be a 24-hour contest, because Stan is working on that. I'll have to listen in. Maybe I'll be able to hear him tomorrow if he's in. So, Stan, thanks for jumping in between testing. He never quits. He never stops. I think he's got a battery. He's got a battery-operated thing. He just keeps going. If Sunny One Stan is in, thanks for getting people on the air. Let's go to SWL 72. SWL 73, I will get a check-in for John, who might indeed be working the contest. He does more VHF, UHF stuff, but he does have a... 73 does have a contest station. 74, we've got a check-in from Miss Jilly. SWL 75, 356 BYU. Are you listening? Over. And Foxman 362 says his gray line around 9 p.m. or 10. It depends. I mean, you just have to listen. If the gray line goes by, you can still have kind of ex post facto skip, which is what we're getting in tonight. Let's go over to Johnson, Rhode Island, SWL 76. See if he checked in at oldtuberadio.net. Got to keep refreshing the page here to keep things up. SWL 77, we've got a proxy check-in for 1017. Moraga, California. Where is Moraga? You're in the 94506, so that's up on, I think that's up on the coast. San Francisco. Anyway, hello, Moraga. Are you guys getting rain yet? Maybe.
5-0. Man, you was rocking the channel earlier, man.
SWL 78, I saw Lake Elsinore not in now, and I'm looking to see if Richard is on oldtuberadio.net. I don't see him. We do have some stations on Echolink. We'll be picking them up here when we turn the page, and I will get Richard checked in because I did see him. Let's go to SWL 79. And I talked to Mr. DC on the crossband earlier, so if you're listening, Philip, I've got you checked in.
Big Mouth, Thunder, Big Mouth, Blue Thunder, Blue Thunder, Big Island, Big Island, Big Island.
Somebody said it sounds like the skip is calming down. This is what we call a lull. This is that little lull when everybody says, and then they check the amplifiers. They're like, no, not smelling smoke, and away they go. It's back to 10,000 watt radio. Let's go to SWL 80.
I'm in the kingdom of Hawaii. Bye-bye. Well, I tell you what, Big Mouth, Big Mouth, you got to see them clouds for yourself. Your Big Mouth is making a big noise right around the mini grass, that's for sure.
Speaking of Big Mouth, let's go to page 4. Oh, that's right. I'm looking for extra pages. We've got it all on the double back-sided now. Thanks for doing that. Let's go to SWL 81. And I don't know if I can even be heard in the ditch banks tonight. SWL 82.
296, they're going to cause a hot mess. 296, you're going to cause a hot mess out there.
Hello out in the ditch banks, SWL 82. My guess is they probably beat him up last night on the, if it's anything like this, on the Ditchbanks sideband. That's on Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific, whatever time we are at 8 p.m. at 27,365. Had to give it a little plug out there. Alpha Kilo 295, thanks for joining us on the chat. Let's go to SWL 83. That's JZ out in Ohio.
Checked in, 82. You're checked in, Jeffrey.
I heard you roll up in there too, man. Hello.
Looking good in the mini grass, 82. Hello, 82. Are you checked in the mini grass? 82, 40 on the grass, back quiet. As long as I can. Hello, Big Mouth. You're Thunder. It's rolling. Hello.
Is Ron getting a relay from Hawaii? Is that what we're hearing?
Right there, right back, 296, man. I thought I heard you.
Hey, 296, man, you got a direct connect to the mini grass.
Now, that is funny. Let me go to 82. 82 is checked in on a relay. He's 15 miles away. Ron is 15 miles away and had to go thousands of miles to get a check-in.
Hey, Big Mouth, it's all you on my side, that's for sure. No reason.
That should give you, like, bonus points, I think, right?
If you want to try to see if we can get him one more time around. Hey, 296.
This is too funny tonight. SWL 83?
Back under my coconut tree, sipping on some Mai Tais. Aloha.
I know. I love these relays tonight. Let's get 84, 86, 87, and 88 checked in. That's Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl, respectively.
Good copy coming from the Big Mouth, that's for sure and a real. Take care, Big Mouth. I'll step wide to the side and let the...
SWL 89? SWL 90?
Take care, 296.
The guy that got us started, no Skipland worry about 91. He got us started off at 00 and getting the 2-for-1 coupon here. We are week 4, by the way. It's already. I can't believe it. Yeah, no, Ron, I saw that. I mean, all of a sudden they're calling you from Hawaii, so 15 miles has to resort to a 1,000-mile relay to get down the street. But then I heard you kind of sneaking in between the stuff. But that's cool. We had a couple of those, so it is a crazy night tonight, and I'm assuming that's what happened last night because I couldn't make it again. But we'll find out when it clears down. JZ, I see JZ. I did not get you checked in, right? 83? Let me get 83 back in the box here. You're in sideband now, so let's see. 91, Felix is back. SWL 92, Mr. Roman, over.
Too long? Hey, 296. That's for sure, a real 296. He cruising in my back. Hey, 296.
SWL 93, that's a local one, Mr. STD.
Blue thunder in the grass. Aloha.
Hey, Louie, can you hear local SWL 93? Cornbread, all I need is an arrow. I mean, I just should put some arrows on the headphoniums here, and I will be a wild and crazy guy. Let's go to SWL 95.
Thunder in the grass.
As in the Warthog 95.
Bump.
You know, sometimes it gets quiet because they're so strong, they're hitting my AGC, and it takes a long time. I've got the fast AGC set up. It's crazy here tonight.
Hey, 296.
Let's see, 96, Kurt, if you're listening, we'll pick you up on the Echo link. I'll get you checked in now, but we see you guys out there, and that's coming up. Let's go to SWL 97. Jim out there in Boston. Where things are always civil, right? Even the Skipland in Boston sort of knocks. It knocks on the S meters like at S9. Hello, can we be 10 over? Those Boston stations. And Paula says it's the first time hearing Hawaii on 11 meters. So here's the deal. When you're on the West Coast, you hear Hawaii and Australia all the time. But we don't hear Europeans like you guys do. We don't hear Germany and England. So when we hear that, it's like, oh, yeah, we're listening. So that's a West Coast, East Coast thing. But this is a common occurrence. You need that second hop, third hop to get Hawaii bouncing out of the West Coast, bouncing to the Midwest, bouncing up into the East Coast kind of thing. But it happens. You've got to be in the right place at the right time. Let's go to SWL 98. That's Tracy. Tracy said to be get it checked in, which I will do. Trying to keep up with my numbers here. SWL 99, Radio Randy. Someone will rattle his cage on 75 meters and say, you need to go up in frequency to check in. So he will be here. Coming up, the what do we do? Echolink. Let me grab the Echolink link.
Hey man, appreciate the bump though. We catch you later.
And we'll get the links checked up. See if we get everybody in there. So if I key the Echolink, key the Echolink TX, and we will get we'll take Tony first. Get 100 Tony up on the Echolink link here. Oh.
Hey, good evening, Dennis. Please check in SWL 100. Good to hear you. Back to net control, KD4 BAO.
He just got mature in Rio. That kind of big is still sitting on cloud nine enjoying the honeymoon suite.
All right, I think I got it. My space bar locked up, and I couldn't unkey, and then it locked up, and I couldn't key. So thanks for waiting for me. You are sounding good on the Echolink link. You can hear the cacophony that is 11 meters here on the West Coast, but we know that you will make it into wherever it is that you need to go to get our tube activation that is coming up in a couple of minutes. Thanks for that. Next thing we'll do is give a call out to Kurt, SWL 96. And we'll get Kurt on SWL 96 doing his official check-in.
KD6 GFD in the net. This is Whiskey 9, Kilo Echo Charlie. SWL 96 in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana. Dennis, just to let you know, the last part of my base station setup is coming. I got my SWR meter. Should be here Monday or Tuesday. We'll throw that in line. We'll get the Antron 99 up in the air, and then we're going to be working 10 meters like mad. So if we do catch that East Coast, West Coast thing, or, central U.S. to the West Coast, we'll see if we can catch on. But anyways, we'll turn it back to net control. Again, as always, thanks for taking the net, Dennis. Good to see you. Good to see everybody in the chat doing their thing, and we'll say 7-3. Back to net control. KB6 GFD, W9 KEC, 7-3.
All right, Kurt, always good audio on the Echolink link, and we'd be able to hear you guys no problem. I was doing some SDR testing earlier on 10. I had a little time. I was at 10 watts. I was hearing myself in Alberta, or rather in Manitoba. I was hearing myself and some SDRs in Wisconsin. That was at 10 watts, so the band is really good today. And before you go, the setup, you're working on the Corsair 2, is that correct? Over?
You better come back to the Big Island soon, because we all getting on out here.
Yeah, Dennis, the Corsair 2, I bought an AudioCom headset, which, I love Heil. Their stuff is amazing, but this was for this, and they even made the connector for the Ten-Tech. I bought the whole thing for $50, and it sounds great. The Antron 99 is still in the box, getting ready to put that up in the air soon. Got us some RG8X coax, and then we're going to be right as rain. Back to you, Dennis.
I'm Brad, 019, I'll see you.
Okay, looking good. That should be fun. Got a picture of the Corsair. What have we tuned into? Some 20-meter frequency. You'd have to do a little trickery on the mode selector switch there. I'm looking at it. Yeah, you could probably fit in a crystal to do you-know-what, but looking for you on 10 meters or somewhere else will be fun. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Old Tube Radio Network 73.
73, Dennis. W9 KEC will be QRT, sorry.
All right, one more. Since he's here, we're on the Echo Link. That's what we're doing here tonight on this point. And Albert, let's see if we can catch you before we head out back to the roll call. See if Albert's got the audio keyed up.
KI6CB8. I think I've got it working right.
Yeah.
My modulation meter is going good. And I see Dennis here as KB6GFD. It's all great. Hello. Full Tube Radio Network, SWL. It's fun to listen to you and hear all the guys out there. And now that I got this working, I can be more regular. So I'm just going to hand it back to you.
All right, that's the way to do it. We just want to check in, let people know we are worldwide thanks to antennas and wires and 10 watts and maybe more and some internet trickery, and it's all good. It's all part of the radio stuff, whether you're on 11 meters, you're working to get your ham call, you've got it. It's fun stuff. And at least, I don't know about the Echolink, but on your radio, you will never get a bill at the end of the month for a QSO 73, and thanks for jumping in tonight.
You're cruising fine, Doctor.
All right, one more.
6CB8 out.
All right, one more. I just saw Tony kick in here, so let's go one more. I've got the Echo link open. Hello, Tony. Got Tony, 145.
Well, good evening, Dennis. I don't know. I got a weird red screen on my Echolink, and I'm going to try the crossband. I'll hang up for now. Thank you.
All right, well, I hear you, no problem. So if I can catch you on the 2 meter, we'll do the crossband too. All right, test.
We do it again. 166 from the land.
KB6GFD, J6PD, trying.
Yeah, I hear you on the Echolink, Tony. No problem. I'll get you checked in. Over. This is more confusing than Skipland, I think.
2131 east side.
And Tony, I also hear you on the crossband as well, so I will get you checked.
Hello, Blue Star.
Hey, thank you, Dennis. AJ6PD, and I'll be clear.
All right, there you go. When all else fails, find the proper microphone and someone will hear you. So, okay, back to the roll call list. I think we got everybody. That's Tony, 145. If we have a chance, we'll go through the questions. The station that has been patiently waiting, saying, I've got my microphone. I've got what I need. No trickery here. SWL 102. Out there in Arkansas. John, we've got you checked in. Thanks for waiting.
Y'all have a good evening time.
He's got his direct fiber optic link to Fresno. Paying a pretty penny for that, no doubt. Let's go to shortwave. Thanks, John. Shortwave listener 103. Joey is checking in. 73 to all the SWLs and the gang and myself and everybody around here at the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks, Joey, who is out there in South Carolina. It says Tango Romeo 21 X-ray is what I've got written down.
That copy in the mail. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Skipland is still at 10 over. Going to be interesting tonight. Maybe we can get some check-ins. Maybe we get some of those guys in mini-graphs to drive out into wherever they go in the mobile in the Pacific and bring their E.F. Johnsons and their Brownings out into the mobile radios. Let's go to 103 is in up the hill to 109. I'm not sure if Crawdad's going to hear me or not. 109 over.
050, hello, Blue Star, 050. Roger that. You guys have a good evening time around Cisco Bay now. We clear. Bye.
Hello, 109, over.
They're a bit rough out there, man.
A little bit rough.
I got you.
The guys with 10,000 watts are saying it's a little bit rough tonight.
You bye.
All right, let's go to SWL 110. Shortwave listener 111. I bet Robert tried to get in earlier, so we get him a check-in from Reedleytown.
Blue Star.
From Sangertown, SWL 113.
Ciao, see ya.
Here's a guy it'll make it through the skip, SWL 114.
Bye.
SWL 114.
Checking in.
All right, 114, I got you, Wayne. I know it's rough tonight, but I do hear you. 114 is checked in, over.
Yeah, right about now, man. But I hear y'all in there every now and then out there. Yeah,
114 is checked in. Thank you, Wayne. Over to 128, who checked in earlier, and he's got another early morning checking in and out. About an hour or so. So if you're listening, John, hope whatever you're doing last week turned out well. And thanks for taking some time up before you had to do whatever you need to do and jump in and say hello to you. Always good to, a pleasure to get you checked in. Let me put the X in the square. There it is. You are checked in. Let's go to SWL 131.
Many grass, I'll see ya.
Somebody said check in. Mr. Root, I will do that. SWL 133.
Hey, keep sounding good out here. Keep you sounding good out here right on right now. You take care, but you always sound good when you sound good.
Here's a station we will be hearing from in a little bit when the tube radios start glowing, but I think he's going to give us a what we call in biz a teaser of why we are here for the old tube radio network, to get the old tube radios on the air. SWL 135.
Okay, if you can hear me, SWL 135 checking in.
296, you take it.
Hearing you great, sounding good in the neighborhood, which you are not a part of, but just down the street a little bit. If you can hear me, Cliff, you are checked in, over.
Roger. 135 checking in.
Good deal. All right, thank you for checking in, and we'll get you in the tube radios here coming up.
Enjoy your weekend.
Albert, you're going to have to jump in like Ron and Tyler and some of the other stations and see if you get them wave enough to get the mini graphs to get you guys checked in. They're gonna really you can say that old tube radio stuff is kind of like checking in stuff. We'll give them some points. Tell them we'll send them some chocolate chip cookies if they get you guys checked in. Over to SWL 137.
See ya.
SWL 145, Tony checked in just a moment ago on the Echo Link. SWL 147, Neil checked in moments ago via the item of interest. Now, whether this guy can hear me, he had the beam pointed west a little bit earlier and was sort of corralling the mini grass up, making sure that that they were doing a good job here on the West Coast, which they are. So if he's got the beam pointed my way, he might actually hear me. SWL 188.
Good evening time, Dennis. 188 checking in from Clovis Town. And if you don't mind approaching at 93, we're both saying hey.
All right, I will do that. 188, thanks for putting the back door to the mini grass for a little bit, although sometimes, 30 or 40 dB isn't even enough to squelch them out so you can hear the mud ducks here in Midtown. Thanks for checking in, and we'll get 93 as well.
4, evening time.
All right, there's a big station right there cutting through the skip, or can turn the antenna around and say, hey, guys, quiet down a little bit. Let's go. This is going to be rough. 195 up in Corsica, 195. 195 Corsica. Okay, that could be the signal from 195. Anyway, Jim, if you're listening, I'm getting you checked in. Over.
No doubt about it.
And Mr. Shockwave 226, who's up on the hill, probably listened to all the mini grass.
I'll see ya. 296, bye, 296.
Anybody else? I'll just listen for a minute here if somebody needs to check in or drop through. OTR is standing by.
On my waving a hand, bang.
I think this is the first long skip we've had. The nights are getting longer. There's more sun, but certainly this has been a lot of skip. We're going to go to the radios. I want to say hello to other stations tuning in. Foxman 362. We got you.
39, said I'll see you.
Mark was in. Greg and the UDXers. Brewster 3006 is waving. I missed you before, but I see you now. Oh, and there's 14. Hello, radio, over. Hello, Sean. Hello, 14, over.
Breaking through the skip. 14.
Yeah, 14 is breaking through the skip. 14, we hear you, so keep the radios handy. It'll get better. All right, thank you, 14. Got you checked in. Over.
Yeah, thanks for the check-in there, Dennis. I'll be trying for the tube radio later in the program.
All right, not a problem there. I'm sure they're hearing you in Hawaii right now, wondering, who is that 14? They're going to be calling for you, so stand by. All right, I'm going to be switching over to the tube radios. We will be back in just a moment. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, streaming at oldtuberadio.net with video, and better yet, just straight old radio audio at channel 1127-085 on your tube radio. Back in a moment. Over.
217, San Francisco, 900, South.
Hey, 296, you got that damn hammer down. Hey, 296, Big Shot said you got that hammer down. Hey, 296, don't start nothing, Kim Bigger. Hey, 296, don't start nothing, no doubt about it. Big here, 296, well, you got that damn hammer up in here. Big Shot rocking on.
Hey, Blue Star, 2131 in the grass, trying to get it on.
Big Talking Radio.
I'll see you later, 296. Look out, man. Old Blue Star put some weight on your back out there. Hey, 296, watch your back. Old Blue Star put in some weight on you. Breaker. Roger, 296. Hey, Blue Star, look out. I think hit that hammer in your Kim Bigger. Hey, yeah, 296. They call me Big Shot. I'm in the kingdom, rocking on. Roger, copy, Blue Star. Big yeah, been a hot minute, man, no doubt about it. Hey, Blue Star, they call me Big Shot. I'll see you. Bye.
Walk tall and carry a big stick.
I got that great big audio coming up in here, Blue Star. Hey, Blue Star, you got that great big audio coming up in here. I'll see you. Bye.
All right, I'm going to actually try and reset the stream because I think I can here.
Hey, what's going on, 8? Boy, oh boy, I haven't heard you in a hot minute. Hello, 278, breaker.
What do you think that guy's running about 10,000 watts, probably?
Yeah, but they got that hammer on him right now by Blue Star. That is, man, that's 278, but they got that hammer up on him right now. Take care, Blue Star. Hey, 278, take care. We'll see you later. Big Shot, rocking on.
Getting the audio set up.
10 bushes through that window and right into my radio. Take care, 296. I'll see you. Bye.
Should be good. Getting the audio set up. There's the confirmation. All right, we got rid of the wackiness. All right, we got rid of the wackiness. Audio check number 2, looking good.
If you take a shot of your moonshine, I'll take a shot of my moonshine. I'll take a drink to you, dude. Alright, here I go. I'll take my shot, you take your shot, I'll see you.
Hey, 470, I hear you out there, man. A little rough, but because them boys throwing down on the west side. Take care, 470, Mr. Big Shot in the Kingdom, rocking on.
All right, it's getting crazy out here, but it's
You may
time.
not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Wow, the jingle singers are not fooling around tonight. Did you guys turn up the Shure mic mixer over there on the on the tube microphone? Sound good from the items tonight. Let me find the control room picture. I think it is this one here. Yes. And we're back to the microphonium key down. Looking good. It is time for the tube radios to do what they do best, and that is key up, key down, get on the air, and let us know what it sounded like back in the day when they were new in the box. And people used their call letters sometimes and took 5 minutes on and 5 minutes off, and we're always listening and watching for the FCC van to show up beside their windows so they could unplug and everything, and like Alfred E. Newman say, "Who, me?" when there was a knock at the door. OTR is standing by for any and all tube radio check-ins. And the way Skipland works, you get that crest where people are 10, 20, 30 over, and then in 2 minutes or less, the little DX cloud goes away and all is good. But will we get one from the Pacific Northwest tonight? We will find out. OTR standing by for tube radio check-ins.
Them out there today, no doubt about it. Take it 8, Big Shot, getting down.
Oh, and they say I do have a pen tonight. Thank you. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. It's right in front of me. And it is a pretty pen with green writing on a black background that I can't... Oh, they left a little light for the old guy. Those old guys. Let's see. Does that work? Yeah, okay. It is from... Thanks, from Harold's CB Radio Sales Service Air Conditioning. Did we do this one before? I thought there was somebody else that did that. It was Auto Parts or something. Sales Service Air Conditioning and Body Shop. Get your Buick worked on and then grab a 12AX7 to put in your Browning. And it gives a phone number in the 316 area code from South Haven, Kansas, 67140. So thank you for sponsoring us tonight, Harold's CB Radio. Can I put it up to the camera? No, we don't have the close-up camera anymore. It sort of broke. So here's the less than close-up. There it is. Thank you from CB, and I will place to the pocket protector, and OTR is standing by. Hey, Joe, I hear you if you can hear me. Let me grab the tube radio list, and we will get started. We'll make a go of it here while the mini-grass figures out if they can find a tube radio or not out there. Go ahead.
We thank you much, Dennis. We're going to say evening time to you. We're going to give it our best shot. Dennis, we'd like to check in our Robin, the 123B.
Robin T123B, I have a Rolodex for that. That's, of course, the Panasonic chassis with the, I do believe it's plate modulated. They ditched the Magic Eye tube, but they put in a lot of other good stuff. So you lose a little bit, but you get a little bit. We've got a shot, and it will come up. There it is, and this is from Cliff's collection. That will get us going. Take a transmission while we take a look at the radio. Over.
Yeah, Tim, well, doggone it, on the extra speaker there you have a light. On the PA switch, you have a light. A fantastic little radio. You got your RF, you got your TX light, and you got your modulation light. A few other extras. Nice meter. Nice colorful meter, I should say. I'm on D104 battery operated. And a few other features on this radio which makes it kind of nice. You got your RF gain, your fine tune. You've got a pull knob on your squelch. Kind of makes bad things kind of sound a little better. That's what I should say. Maybe make it sound a little better. And then of course you got your volume and you've got your range expand. And a few other things on the back.
Yeah, and I believe yours has some extra stuff that wouldn't come out of the box when you get the radio. There is the close-up. It says pull tone. So that's a double-nested switch that you pull that out. And when you pull it out, can you rotate and change the tone, or you pull it out once and it will change the tone for you? Is that how that works?
Yeah. Yeah, basically it's changing the tone for you. No turning, no having to go left or right on it. You're not going to kind of clarify it. No, it's just a straight tone switch. On the backside, Dennis, we have a few adjustments. If you want to modify, peak, tweak your radio, maybe you can do that without dismembering the radio completely. You can go right to the little screwdriver hole and make those adjustments. You have your meter switch. Yeah, there's a switch, a turn knob back there that for adjustment on the meter. And you've got your headphone jack for your PA switch. It's not a normal size jack. It's a full size jack.
It's a full size jack for your full size radio and your full size audio. It is working. And I've asked you this before, but I don't know. And the reason I'm asking is we're looking at anybody watching the video now or the pictures seeing the box that it came in. Were you to actually order it from Robin or wherever it came from? And it has the mobile bracket that's also used as a stand to tilt the radio up. So do you have the mobile bracket stand with yours? Over?
No, unfortunately, I don't have it. Doggone it. It didn't come with the radio when I picked it up. And in fact, when I first saw it. It was just the way it is right here. No mobile bracket. But doggone it, other than that, it's kind of a compact radio for so many features. But they do it all completely right. There's a lot of space in there for the tubes, and which it has 11. Doggone it, forgot to mention that. 11 tubes and 23 channels plus. Like we mentioned that before, that you did, brother, that a few extra channels, maybe like about 9, in case you want to play around with it.
A good radio. It was around from 1972 to 1976, and I think the only reason they stopped having to make it, or stopped making, they had to stop making, let me put it that way, is the 40-channel decree came out from the FCC, and then it was no longer legal, believe it or not, to actually sell or market the radios. So they had to dump all the ones they got and work on that 40-channel 240D. You're correct on the 11 tubes. There's a lot of 6-volt tubes, a couple of 12-volt tubes in there. I see that there is an operator's manual, a PDF of the operator's manual, and a schematic of that radio at oldtuberadio.com. And you would probably click on a manufacturer's database for the Robin T123. So if you needed that, although you're operating it quite well. So if you've got the manual, you've read it over many times because you're sounding You're sounding good. Back to you for transmission. The skip is dying down a little bit. Not sure where it will go or what it will pick up. I never know who we can hear, but always glad we can hear the tube radios, because that is why we are the old tube radio networks. Thanks, Joe. Over to you for transmission.
Thank you much, Dennis. It's a pleasure on this end there. We got a few others warming up. Give some other guys a chance too.
You got it. OTR is standing by, and the jingle singers likewise are standing by. At least they said they were. Oh, yeah, they are there, just reminding people that what it is we're listening to. It's music, news, and your favorite tube radios.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
The Old Tube Radio Network, we're listening for radio number 2.
135, 135.
135, I hear you, and I bet you may indeed have radio number 2. I've got one of my pocket protector pens ready to write down the information over.
Okie doke. Let's see. As long as this microphone is working. I finally got this mic working, I think, pretty well. I think. So far, it's working. Yay. And I'm just about smack on frequency. So these are good things. Okay, so from the Sonar Radio Corporation in Brooklyn, New York, this is the Sonar Model E. E as in Echo. Old tube CB type radio. Let's see, there are 9 tubes, but only 8 channels. Crystal controlled transmit and receive, or you can have crystal controlled transmit with VFO receive tuning. And I'm on the original large gray plastic handheld non-amplified microphone. Back to you.
One thing Sonars did was give you a large microphone for your large voice. I've got a picture of the Model E. I think it's definitely from your collection. It is, it's got the little label maker, channel 9, 11, 13, 15. It looks like you've got most of them in there. Got the round speaker, the absolutely cool knobs with the little cross hatches in there. And there is a Facebook page for Sonar and Browning and Trams, I think. So hopefully got some stations listening in from that group, because they will be pleased to hear the Model E. Back to you.
Now, does that picture have the Sonar signal strength meter on the top? If so, that's definitely my picture, and that is the current operational configuration. Back to you.
Yes, this is that one. I'm going to switch to another one quickly. All right, that's a different Sonar, so that is yours. I'm going to switch to another one quickly because they won't preview. And, okay, there's nothing there. So we'll go back to the actual good picture, which is the radio on which you were talking, the radio which we are hearing with the Sonar signal meter. Yeah, I'm just noticed there is no room for a meter, or at least they didn't put one in the radio itself, but it's nice, boy, that were they to figure out how to fit that meter on the radio, they'd have to extend it quite a bit. And I love the fact that it's got the little scripted, like in your grandmother's handwriting there, and a scripted Sonar right on the front.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It was a very lucky find, and I left the previous owner's call sign on both the radio and the meter in Dymo tape, because I think it gives provenance, if you will, to the radio, and it works very well. You are coming in at S9. My little ant light is flashing, indicating that I have modulation. I hope that is true. I had to clean the contacts in the microphone. It was messing up on transmit. But what I would like to do, if we have a couple of extra seconds here, is I have another Sonar microphone. It's the one from my Model H, and I'd like to switch it and see how it sounds, or if it sounds any differently on this radio. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. I put the control quad where we see you at S7 with not a lot of meter movement, but you definitely have plenty of audio. And then we've got the REA meter on for some loudness tests. Whatever you got sounds good. It's good communications quality. Audio is not real high frequency, not real low frequency. It's just that frequency that one needs. So if you're switching, good. If not, go ahead and take another transmission, and then we'll stand by for the switch.
Well, the switching is very quick and easy. I have made the switch. It's a 1/4 inch like a stereo plug, right? So yeah, I just pop it out and pop the other one in. Only takes me a couple of seconds. Okay, so this is the other one. If you remember, I also have a Sonar Model H. It has exactly the same microphone. And I just wanted to see if they sounded exactly the same. Audio, I should have done the suffering sibilants and orange sausages and stuff like that. Audio, does this one sound any different?
It sounds a bit different. Do you have the other one to plug right in while I'm speaking here, and we can get a quick, close switch? Or what we'll do, instead of me talking, go ahead and switch, or not switch, and do an unkey switch and key back up, and I won't say anything, and we'll see. But they're very close. Over.
Oh, too late. I switched. Okay, but back to the original one. This is the one that actually came with the actual radio as pictured. The little I use it as a stand, but it's the mounting bracket that also came with it. The meter I did get later on because I found one. It's painted exactly the same color, so I figured it matches very well. Okay, so back to back. Can you hear any real differences?
Okay, SWL is listening in, and I noticed there is a tone difference, and I think it's a frequency that, with your voice, and there's some people agreeing with it, it sounds a little bit louder, a little bit punchier on microphone number 2, and I think it's just because it's adding a little bit of a frequency, but they're very close.
Sorry, you didn't give me enough time to switch. Okay, I'm back to microphone number 2. This is the microphone off the Model H, as in hotel sonar. This should be interesting to listen to later on when I listen to the replay. I was just curious about it because they're wired exactly the same way. They look exactly the same. This one looks a little older. It's a little bit more beat up, but other than that, they are at least physically, identical microphones. So I always wondered, does this one sound any different? So thanks for letting me do that. I'll let the channel rock and roll, and we will catch you next time here on your Old Tube Radio Network. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio. All right, I'm listening on the big headphoniums here. So yes, microphone number 2 has an accentuated frequency up in the mid-highs that, according to the listeners here, says a little bit more punch. I think if you were talking real loud into it, it'd be a little harsh. And if you watch the replay, you will look at the Orban meter. You'll see probably about a dB of loudness that is detectable. And also, what I didn't notice on microphone number 1, you'll hit some high frequencies on mic 2, and you'll see an extra little bar on the S meter at the S7, and it'll occasionally kick in and give you a little bit more output on the radio. So obviously the radio is set up to, it's like, yeah, if you give me enough audio, I'll do another 250 milliwatts. So I think if you're trying to punch out DX, microphone 2 is it. If you're just doing chat, microphone 1 sounded good to me, but the consensus is 2 is definitely got a little bit more of the Citizen Band radio talk power. Over.
Okay, back to microphone number 1. Like I say, this is the one I'm going to keep with it because, like I said, this is the mic that actually came with this actual radio, and the other one came with the Model H. So yeah, if they're both, doing pretty good, I'll just leave it this way, and then maybe there will be some sort of differentiation people can make between the 2 radios. Other than that, they both have about the same output. But the other one has the the bong bong, the sonar call hooked up to it. I haven't hooked it up to this radio yet because you got to go inside and clip a wire on that, and so I've decided not to do that. That's why you have two of them, right? And again, can you check my frequency, or can you do that anymore?
20.
20 acknowledged. I can do that, but I have a bunch of things in my way to do that I don't want. I don't want to move. It's a cosmetic dressing for the video. But you sound. I'm listening on the super. I think I'm listening on the super wide filter, so it gives really good fidelity, which that has. So if you got high frequencies, you'll hear them. So I think I'm probably on an 8K. 12K, like an AM broadcast filter, so it's good. If I bet you could be 3 kC off either side, and we wouldn't notice too much. People are giving you kudos for not taking the Dymo label off of the sonar meter. I see it looks like it has a wire, and did you say that plugs into the back of the radio somewhere? Like it's easy, or it's a hardwired thing through the case? So keep that for a question. And we'll go over to Harvey, who may have a comment, and then we'll get back to you on the meter and anything else. The Old Tube Radio Network. Harvey, we hear you. Take a transmission.
No comment. I just wanted to get in line to check this in.
Got it. Okay, we'll mark you down as Radio 3 coming up. So back to Clifter.
Okay, my turn?
It is your turn. Over.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like to do that. I have a few radios that still have the Dymo tape call signs on the radios, and if possible, I always leave them on there, just for history. I'm one of the people that's hoping that one day, we may have access to a database and find out where these things come from. So if there's any friendly people in friendly Cousin Charlie's office, maybe we can get a hold of that. And to me, it's part of the history of the radio. I still have never got one with like the actual license, attached or taped to the radio. But this will have to do. The only reason I've ever removed any of these is if they were like really messed up, and then they got to go and you got to clean it up. But if these are in like excellent shape. I got on the radio KNA 5332, that's Kilo November Alpha, and then on the meter is, I thought it was just a cool call sign, KGB. How cool is that? Kilo Golf Bravo, was that 83, it's hard to see in the dark, I believe that's 8370. And like who were these people and stuff like that? It's all part of the provenance and the history of the radio, so I always try to leave those on. Was there another question?
Yeah, you may have answered it, but I can't remember what you said, and someone else asked on the meter. It looks like we can see a wire coming on the picture, wire coming from the back of the meter, and it kind of goes around the side of the radio. So is it a plug and play, like there is a receptacle on the back, or something that wires in? Just put a close-up. Your pictures are so good, we can do a close-up and actually read the KGB 8370, the signal strength. It's got the microvolts. And almost the made in USA, it says in something else on the meter, but it's pretty cool. Almost looks like it was a homebrew thing, the way that box is, but it's got the sonar logo. And the old call, not the original late 1950 calls were much different than the 3 and 4. I've got a 3 and 4, and I was licensed in 1970, and it was like KEO 8492. So that letters, KGB, and I think they may have corresponded to spots in the USA. Was it S9 or 73 magazine? One of the CB magazines of the 60s, if you find them, they actually listed monthly the calls that were handed out. You can kind of look at the letter designations and where they were sent to, what states. And it looked like there might have been some method to the madness on the calls. But having a call database, I don't think there is. Probably have to go through some of the magazines and put one together. So the question back to you is, the sonar meter is connected how? ... question mark.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. It's a very stiff little bundle of wires. that goes to a 4-pin plug, which plugs into the back of the radio, as indicated on the. I'm sorry, I don't have a picture of the back of the radio up there, but if you can find one, you'll see there is a jack back there for a 4-pin plug, and it says meter. And then there's another big octal plug there for the sonar call. Yeah, so you can plug it and unplug it. It is kind of unwieldy because it is very stiff wire. But most of these have it. The Model H also has that jack in the back. And, before I forget, so your S9 signal comes out to 100 microvolts. I'm receiving your 100 microvolt signal. Back to you.
All right, very good. Thanks for answering the question. Let me go, because there was you just reminded me of something, that the S9 to 100 microvolts, that's a standard of, when you're trying to calibrate an S meter and you've got the microvolt meter, and I can't remember, there was an Art Collins way and the other way. And either what was the 100 microvolts for S9, and then there's also a 50 microvolts S9. And that might have been the Art Collins way. But I remember a discussion with the AM guys on the AMI net about how you should be calibrating your S meter. And it's either 100 microvolts S9, which this one clearly shows, or it's 50 microvolts S9, which may be more akin to the way Art Collins or some of the older gear was set up for AM. I don't know. That's cool that it's set up like that. Got the microphone test, and who was it? Paul? I actually agree with Paul. Mic 1, and here's what he says. Mic 1 sounds smoother. Both mics sounds good to me. That's exactly what I would say. I think Mic 1 is a smoother sound, but because it has that high frequency little boost on that certain frequency, gives you a little bit more what sounds like extra volume and punch. But for smoothness, I like number 1 as well. Back to you for transmission. Thanks for the Sonar Model E. We've got Harvey up in the green room ready to show up, but the fans of Sonar, I hope they're watching, or if not, post on their Facebook page that we had a Sonar Model E in the flesh with a great picture and the sonar meter and some microphone testing, and that is what it's all about. Thanks, Cliff.
Oh, no problem. I live to serve. No, I love doing this stuff. This is says Made in USA Sonar Radio Corporation on the meter. And incidentally, in case Harvey's curious, he is hitting me with 1,000 microvolts, or as it says on here, 1K, at 20 dB over. And then, let's see, 6 S units is 10 microvolts. It goes all the way up to 40 dB, which is, it says here, 10,000 microvolts. So I'm not sure whose scale that corresponds to, but it is pretty cool. I love that kind of stuff. I think I got a couple of other old radios that show it in microvolts rather than S units. And I'm not sure the history of that, so if you ever want to give us a lecture on that, I'd love to hear it, because I've always wondered, how those determinations were made. They must have used some very special equipment and did some very careful measurements, and at some point, decided what to put on these things. So with that, I'll see you next time with another radio. See ya.
Good stuff. I'll just research that, because I know there's a controversy between 50 and 100 microvolts for an S9, depending on the type of radio you're doing. And that would make a big difference, too, because you can see 50 microvolts, if it was adjusted to 50, you'd be down at an S8 or something like that. You'd be a little bit less, but maybe meters that went to 60 over, you could do the 100 meters that went to 30 or 40 or something like that, or to 10, who knows, you do the 50. Good deal. Sonar Model E, radio number 3, a good check on that tonight, sounding okay. Let me go back to the control room, and we're going to can the jingle singers right now and go to Harvey, because he has been waiting a while. I want to say hello. Who's joined us? Houston, Texas, hello to you. Germantown, Wisconsin is in. York, Pennsylvania, hello to you. Recheck from Copenhagen up in the balcony, and someone joined us. It was 347 United Delta X-Ray Dallas. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, Harvey. Are you still there? Over.
Yes, I am. This is a Browning Golden Eagle Mark III SSB, earlier model radio. Let's see, no wait, mid-model, CBHF Crystal 1. And this microphone is a Golden Eagle D104. This is for a gentleman up in Potato Land. I've nicknamed it, just for me, not for him, the Golden Moose radio. So I hope he's listening. Anyway, I still have to go through it, but I knew it worked, so I wanted to fire it up tonight so he'd hear it. It was a surprise, and now I'll answer a couple of questions, and then I got to get it off the bench and get another one on for someone else up in Potato Land.
Microphone is falling off the table. It sounds good. It's very loud, so don't go away. Might check something. Also, who was it? Someone said that they had received the R27 S23 and are awaiting to get it out of the box. Yeah, UDX 404. Who's going to pair it with his Metrotech Pacer and the Console 2, nice radio, and the Cobra 142, also a nice radio. So it's nice and loud. For some reason, the Rolodex here is failing me, or else I would just, for kicks, but what a lot of us all know. Oh, there, it finally showed up with the Browning Golden Eagle Mark III, and it is the SSB, over?
Roger. The SSB, and let me see here. It's right on frequency. No, it's a little high. Hold on. There we go. I got it pretty much on frequency, give or take. Anyway, I do have the modulator on, so if you hear a little hum, it's because I have that on because of the skip. This also, hopefully he's listening. He'll probably call me on the phone later on after the second radio goes on to let me know. This has a triple pinger. Right now you're listening to the mid pinger, and I'll do the two others.
All right, mid pinger. Do the mid ping again. All right, sounds good. Nice audio. We'll talk. I've got a different picture up there. We'll talk about the audio. I think this is the radio I talked to earlier when we were trying to outwit the skip. And yes, he is listening. And he mentioned that, yes, indeed, it will forever be known as the Golden Moose. Perhaps there is a moose head that can be put on next to the eagle on the speaker. All right, over to you for some pingaliciousness. Over.
That's the short ping, middle position. The short ping, and then I'll come back with the super long ping.
Okay, and there is absolutely no hum. I've got the radio open. I'm not rolling off anything on the filtering, coming exactly out of my receive speaker into the Universal Media Net web, so it sounds very clean. There's no AC note at all.
And that's the long pinger. That's the ping extender. And remember, if your ping extends too long, you should see a technician about that.
You mean if it lasts more than 4 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you mention the microphone? I think was a D104. Is it amplified, not amplified?
It is amplified. It is a Golden Eagle. Golden Eagle D104.
Okay. I still think you can turn that microphone down even more. I bet it would play just as well, but it's not bad. What if you don't talk so loud? Just kind of do the late night Harvey.
Well, I turn the mic down. It's a little hard for me to do the late night Harvey. I grew up with unamplified mics, So it was eat the mic or don't be heard. Anyway, I turned it down a little bit.
All right, because it's an Eagle. It's got plenty of audio. Dwayne knows how he wants to run his radio, so I'm sure however he's going to do the modulation or, take advice from Chrissy. Chrissy is going to say, I need a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's going to sound good. It sounds excellent here. And you are, 5 miles away, 6 miles away. I don't know how far away you are, but it sounds good. Good signal. Absolutely no hum at all. It's playing well with the modulator, and it is a good thing. And we doggone it, we hope to be hearing this radio when we get the nice skip conditions during the summer. And Dwayne does what he always does and sort of like knocks on the OTR door and said, hey, can I check in?
Okay. Alrighty. I need to shut this one down, get it off the bench, and I'm using my sling with the right arm to help support my arm when I carry these. I have to put them in another room, and then I have another radio that will, I don't know, Moose and Squirrel. I don't know if she wants to refer to that one that way, but anyway, I got to get that one up on the bench. Okay, so we'll shut this one down, and I'll get the other one on.
Sounds good. There's the, if you stack them together, you're going to need almost 3 feet of radio table real estate if you don't have any other items to go with it. In Dwayne's case, he's got the Golden Moose, and he's probably going to need about 4 or 5 feet of radio table to add the Moose on the loose. Radio number 3, Browning Golden Eagle Mark III SSB, a great radio from the early to mid-1970s, and heck, it's 2025, and it sounds great as well. The Jingle Singers are now ready to let you know what it is you are listening to. Perhaps it is your favorite spot on a Saturday night.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
The Old Tube Radio Network, we're listening for Radio 4. And the skip is still there, but it is definitely quieted down. Sounding good, sir. Across town and beaconing into the beat-up Starduster and beaconing through everything and beaconing out to the world right now at oldtuberadio.net. Who's listening from far out? Raise your hand. Listen to all those people out there. Joe, go ahead. Go ahead, Joe. You will be radio number 4. Over.
Thank you much, sir, Dennis. Doggone it, we were kind of jumping on these coaxes and trying to find out where were we at. Doggone it, with the radio, the dial on the radio is kind of funny, and you'll understand that in a minute here. I'd like to check in my Johnson. It's a T-00 Johnson.
From Edgar F. and the crew out there in Johnson EF, this was the TWO. I guess the first ones showing up, I don't have an exact date, but probably in the early to mid-1960s as a replacement for the Messenger 1, adding a few more channels. Still making it very mobile. I don't know if they made a 6-volt version of the TWO or not, but obviously they had a 12-volt and a 117-volt, which is what I think you've got. I've got kind of an ugly picture of the radio. Yours is much better than this. Take a transmission.
Okay. Doggone it. This is the Blackface Johnson. Doggone it, Dennis. As far as mobile to base, I'm not sure. We'll find out there if Harvey will give us a little help on that. I look at the plugs in the back, and it looks like it is removable so you can kind of convert it probably, but not sure. Anyway, 10 tubes, 10 channels, and a few little knobs on the front there. Confusing ones are the top ones because they're so small. Channel 11, of course, and the selector on C. Your volume and your squelch. Squelch kind of works in a backward situation, but I think we're transmitting okay.
You're transmitting great. Get some thumbs up from our listeners. Foxman 362 says it sounds good, and he knows. Foxman knows radios. He's got his Friday thing going on and talks to just about any radio that was out there. So when something is good and he hears it, he lets us know. Who said the toaster? Is there a little lever? Can you make toast with that?
Yeah, you know, I think you can do just about what you set your mind to do with a Johnson. It's especially the way it's built, kind of narrowed in the front and long going towards the back. That's the way I see it here. Indicator light in there behind the grill. Behind the grill kind of tells me that we're on the air and possibly transmitting.
We used to call them, what was it, loaf of bread. It's sort of a loaf of bread style radio where, you know, maybe a big piece of bread. I know the General Radio Telephone VS series were like that. They were smaller and heavy, like a big pound of cinnamon toast bread or pumpkin bread or something. Anyway, no toast, no bread. It is working fine. The microphone that you have with it, you said was D104, or am I thinking of another radio?
No, this is a D104, and Harvey had to convert the plug from the bottom. When I first got the radio, it was out of the bottom. And it had been dragged around quite a bit, I guess, and kind of shorted out the plug-in of it, and Harvey installed it on the side of the radio, on the left side, just in back of the volume switch. But other than that, the radio is pretty much complete. Other than the switch that is on the side, I'm not sure what it's for. But I never mess with it. I just leave it there. It has an opening as if you could do something with it. I don't know if that's factory or was ever installed by somebody, but it is a switch, and that's the only other movable part except for the ones on the front.
Interesting. I'm not sure if the original mic was wired in. I've got a side picture here, and there is a mic jack on as you're looking at the radio. It would be on the left side. Although the first radio that we showed that had that static microphone, the little ice cream cone style, was stuck underneath the radio, like it was coming out of the bottom of the radio. So if your switch is on the left side of the circle, maybe they took out the mic jack and put something else in. Interesting. Yeah. Does it have a little sign that says, don't touch this switch? You know, don't move the switch?
Well, it doesn't have an inviting sign or anything to say, well, go ahead and play with me there. I can do something. But there's a little switch there, a little pretty good size switch there that it goes back in a horizontal position. But I don't know. Basically, I don't know what it is, what it's for. I do know how the wire setup, when I first got it, came out through the bottom. I remember the opening on the bottom of the cage here for the wire to go up under the radio. Of course, Harvey took all that and put it on the left side. But the switch, I don't know anything about that. And also the hose on the top. It is perforated all over, but there are 4 holes, like if they had something mounted up there, and I'm not sure what that was for.
Good. I mean, I found the picture I was looking for. It said ad. Now with tunable receiver. This is a Messenger 2, so probably when it first came out. It's got the static mic. It's got the plug on the left side. There is no mic plug, mic jack, and it does come out from the bottom of the radio. So these were like the Messenger, hardwired in. Plug-in provision for tone alert. We've talked about that. New modern styling, so feel good about your modern styling there. Improved noise limiter circuit. The Messengers were pretty bad about noise limiting, so that's nice. Excellent adjacent channel rejection. That was another feature that the Messenger 1s, the white faces, needed, and they fixed that. And 2 IF stages for improved selectivity. And you've got the tunable receiver. And then on this ad, I'm scrolling up, it shows it as Canadian net at $259.50. So I don't know what the exchange rate was. It was always more, so obviously it was below $200. And yes, there are 2 catalog numbers. It's 242.182 is the 115-volt AC and 6-volt DC. Interesting. So I'm assuming it had 2 separate plugs for that. And the 242.163 is the 115-volt AC and 12-volt DC. So basically what it is, you've got a 6-volt and a 12-volt radio that are compatible with house power. And I'm sure in that whatever that octal plug in the back is, they're connecting the pins, the proper pins for house power or car power. So if you had a 6-volt, if you had your 55 Ford, and you bought the 6-volt version, but you could plug it in the house, and you got the 62 Falcon, then, of course, you had the 12-volt DC. All right, well, I was Waseca, Minnesota. That's what I was looking at. E.F. Johnson out there in Waseca, Minnesota, and I'll read one paragraph. Compact and lightweight, the Messenger 2 is exceptionally easy to install anywhere. The complete unit measures just 5 3/8 high by 7 wide by 11.5 deep, meeting all FCC specifications. But there's a size specification. The Messenger 2 is designed to give maximum legal power regardless of the channel used. Well, there you go. There is never a need for retuning the Messenger 2 transmitter section. That was sort of a slight, obviously. In the old days, you had tune and load, and they were kind of making you think, oh, yeah, every time I move my frequency, I got to tune and load and tune and load. But I don't know of any of the CB radios that did that. So there you go. Sounding good. Radio number 4, Edgar F. would be proud that it's working well into the 21st century. Over.
Oh, boy, that makes 2 of us, and I'm glad to hear all that. Doggone it. Yeah, and it is a nice, solid radio. Not quite as light as they say it is. You're not going to run off with it too quick. This one here, it's got some weight to it. Okay, Dennis, thank you, and we'll get another one warmed up.
All right, doing a good job. Thank you for another radio, and one that was quite popular. I remember a lot of people running the Messenger 2s. I even know some people that liked the Messenger 2 transmitters because you could do some modifications. I don't know if it was on the transmit side or what, but they had a bigger transformer. So you could modify it to get a little bit more peak output power. And the receivers were okay, but they were definitely not the Browning Mark receivers. So they would pair them up. I don't know, one station that would pair it up with a Browning receiver and cut the thing to a controlled carrier. And sounded really good. It's a great combination. The Old Tube Radio Network, we are glowing in the dark. The Jingle Singers are coming up, and then we will be checking in your radios right here.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, the friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
We are listening for radio number 5. 20. Hello, Harvey. You are sounding good. I want you to get into the Harvey Easy Air Chair and relax. No stress, no strain, and take a transmission.
Okay. This is a Tram TR 27E Squirrel radio going up to Potato Land. This is an amplified D104. It happens to be a black bass with the push bar also. But Dwayne wanted to see what it sounded, or hear what it sounded like with the D104 amplified. The stock mic, which is going with it, I'll put on in a minute.
Okay, you're very loud right now. So which microphone is this that you're on now?
This is the TR-27E with a static black bass push bar D104.
All right, I wanted to bring up the Orban meter so we could see where it was, and the other meter so we could see where that was. And let's see, your microphone. It's right in the front. It's like a little push-pull pluggy thing, huh?
Most correct.
All right, that shouldn't require too much effort. Can you do that one-handed?
Do what one-handed?
Oh, were you? Maybe I misunderstood. Were you going to change the microphone?
Yes. I have to place this one down, and then grab the plug to pull this one out, plug the other one in. Yes.
Okay, we are standing by for that. We're looking at the quad with the Tram TR-27E, the big green, blue, whatever color it might be. Ginormous meter and great audio. Back to you.
Okay. This is an Electro Voice 638. Hang on. L. Unamplified dynamic Electro Voice 638L desk mic.
EV638. That is that the Chrome microphonium?
I didn't have my glasses on. No L. Yes, Chrome microphone 638.
Okay, because that is the microphone that runs a lot of the Collins, the Tube Collins radio. So I think that is a good match impedance-wise. And it definitely has a different sound. So this is not the stock mic. So the mic before, you said that was the stock mic. I'm sorry, I'm getting this all mixed up because I'm not running it down. So my apologies. So this is the EV638. This is not a stock microphone. This is a very classy looking, and I used to have a picture. I'll have to see if I can find it. Microphone that works well with tube radios and was big for the Collins guys. So the microphone you had before that, what was that one again?
That was a static amplified D104.
Oh, all right. Okay, because it did sound amplified. This definitely doesn't sound amplified. Your voice sounds very natural. And the Tram's got loud audio, so just about anything you could put in there sounds good. And so I don't know. It's hard to say because we're not in skip anymore. I almost like the mellow tone of this, even though it's certainly not as big and bold as the amplified microphone.
Roger. I do have the modulator on. Anyway, this mic goes with the radio. The amplified D104 is not. He just wanted to hear what it sounded like with it. So he knows whether to maybe put one on up there, which, hey, go ahead. But both these radios with their respective microphones were from the collection of Ed, and they're going up to Dwayne gets, well, they do with them what they want, but from what I understand, the Browning goes to Dwayne, and the greenish Tram goes to Chrissy.
One of her fave radios. All right, I'm gonna throw. If anybody's watching on the video, here we go. And I know it's not the best picture, but here's the microphone on which Harvey's talking right now. This is the classic Electro Voice 638. I think it is the same model, general purpose dynamic microphonium. Does it have? It's on a solid base with looks like a push to talk switch in the stand.
Roger, I'm turning the mic around, so you might lose me. It says impedance high Z.
Yeah, in model 638. This is a cool mic. Impedance high Z, Electro Voice, Buchanan, Michigan, made in USA. And it's a high Z mic, and that's why the Collins guys like that. And it's got the, Ed used to call it the bifurcated head. Let's see. I'm going to read a little bit about the microphonium here, if that's even possible. Description and application. The EV Model 638 general purpose microphone exhibits extended frequency response and high output level combined with attractive styling and extreme ruggedness at all at moderate cost. Let me roll up here. This combination of features makes this microphone ideal for public address, home recording, amateur and commercial communications, electronic teaching aids, and paging systems. There's the, it looks like it comes apart. There's the head. There's the, it's got the contact on the bottom. It almost looks kind of alien. Over.
Roger. And it looked kind of familiar to me once I got it here, looked at it and all. And then around the corner at the edge of my bench, up on a cabinet, is another 638. I have to kind of grab it, make sure that's what it is. Looks the same. Let me see. Yeah, pretty much. But this one's got a coiled cord, and mine up on the shelf has a straight cord. And if the elements are the same, I might just try that on the Tram, maybe a Browning, just see what the ping sounds like. I just got it with some other mics, I think, and I just put it on a shelf. I've never used it. Anyway, that's this one. It's around 10. I'll turn it back to you, and hopefully Dwayne and Chrissy, and if they left the window open a little bit, maybe Moose and Squirrel heard the show also.
Yeah, Moose and Squirrel. Very cool microphone, general purpose, dynamic, high Z, definitely made for a tube radio, and do not drop it on your foot.
Yeah, really, it's heavy. Okay, I'll let you go. I'm proud of myself. I didn't think I'd get both on tonight, but I got them on there. Alrighty, this one ships out next week, sometime next week. Microphone and radio. The Browning, because it was cared for by Ed, it's probably going to need very little, but I'm still going to kind of go through, check tubes, caps, this and that, but it has been to the Red Monkey shop, so it's probably okay. Probably won't have to do much anything to it. Okay. Thank you, Dennis. And Cliff, the sonar sounded great. And I didn't hear Joe's radio in person on my radio. I was in the other room. But I think everything sounded great. Okay, and Sean also. Alrighty, we'll see you.
Sounds good. It's a beautiful radio. Listened to this for years and years out of Ed's collection, and so we are giving him a high five for making it available and keeping it where we will be able to hear it on the old tube radio network. Chrissy, of course, has been listening to this radio for years and years and years on the old tube radio network, and she'll be able to drive it and listen to it from the other end. And this has the mystery little red switch on there right at the top.
No, it doesn't. I took the mystery red switch out. Well, since it's 10, maybe I'll explain it next week what it was. It was an idea from way back when, before you had all the fancy radios that did everything, you could go everywhere. But they tried to get this to go down below 1. They did it, but they had to do a lot to the radio to get it to do it, and I didn't think that was good, so I took it all out, made it the way it was, and in that place of that hole is a little red neon pilot light.
Perfect. Yeah, sometimes you can muck things up for modifying. What is really cool, it has the crystal socket right in the front. So no matter where you might be, let's say you're SWLing something down on, you're SWLing the Super Bowl, you can always flip a switch and be ready to go. on the Old Tube Radio Network on a Saturday evening. Sounding good. It is our radio. Oh, I didn't write it down. I'm so busy talking. It will be our radio number 5. Thanks.
You got it. And I got one more, but I'll do that in a minute or so. Let somebody else talk.
60.
Hey, Joe, you caught me writing down this stuff here for Radio 5, and now my pen is ready for Radio 6, which will be you. Over.
Thank you, Dennis. Radio 6. How about World Radio Labs? My Hustler base.
The Hustler from green to blue. I will get out the Rolodex here if my computer is not failing me, which I believe it isn't. And somewhere I do have the very rare but seldom seen, unless you're around on a Saturday evening. Then Joe is gracious enough to put it up on the radio table, and the Big Blue gets a chance to fly once again, take a transmission.
Thank you, Dennis. Doggone it, you know I can flip all around this radio room here. Knobs, cables, and stuff to pull and twist. But you know, this radio is always ready to go. It's just like the boss of the radios. It sits there and it waits its turn. It's ready to go. A guy all he has to do basically is key it up. 7 tubes. 7 tubes. How about that kind of taking charge here? 7 tubes, 8 channels. Of course, channel 11 is the number 1 tube on here. Number one channel.
Yeah, I mean, some people do that. They'll put the OTR in number 1, or they'll make it, if it's A, B, C, D, they'll make it A, or maybe their initial or whatever. World Radio Labs, Leo Meyerson. We've talked about it before with the 7 tubes, but unlike, and this is probably a comparable radio to the Messenger too, but it's chocked full of extra stuff. The meter and spotters, it gives you 23 channels on the tuning, just like the 2 you had before. Microphone wires in. This is sort of before the day. I mean, there wasn't a lot of microphone sales. You could, but I think they kept it simple. And I don't know. I'm just thinking part of that is that those mic connectors were an extra $1, an extra 29 cents or 39 cents, and whatever the wiring was, and you probably saved just a little bit of money by not putting that extra mic jack in there, but who knows? Anyway, sounds good. I love the convection cooling in the top, the little holes, the speakers in the front, so that makes me sound better, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, doggone it, Dennis, it helps a bunch. Although the sides are solid, there are no holes on the side. Just basically where the tube area is at, in the middle there's nothing. Solid. And then towards the left is another perforated area. So you have the left and the right, the middle clear, and the sides are solid. So no air can come into any one of those 3 parts. We have one little thing about it, though. Doggone it, it did come with all its hardware. As you know, if you were ready to mount this in your car right now, you wouldn't have to look for a wing nut for the carry handle or the mounting handle. You wouldn't have to look for a mic hanger. That's on there. Doggone it, it has its own microphone, a little blue microphone to go with it. Of course, I'm on an amplified Turner Plus 3 as a desk mic. We're using it for a desk mic. But the little radio is complete. Mic's blue, the radio's blue. I've said it once before, boy, if I had me a 59 with that great big old bench seat, wide metal dash, this would look nice under there.
Indeed it would. It looks nice under any collection. Very rare Citizen Band transceiver. WRL did make the globe, but for World Radio Labs name to be on this, And so put it next to your Globes King 500 that weighs 100 pounds and does a little more wattage. It sounds good. It's radio number 6 tonight. It is a fan favorite. It works great. Glad you have it in your collection, and glad you take the time to share it with all of us. Back to you, and sounding good.
Okay, Dennis, appreciate it. Always on this one here. I love keying this one up. And like I say, it's there and ready to go. Any time of the day or night. I mess around here quite a bit, trying to get things going, but boy, this one here just says keep me up and let's go. Okay, Dennis, I got another one warming up, so if we can, we'll let this one go and get on another one.
That's me saying next.
Indeed, I was, as usual, had my hands full of something. I don't know what I did. I thought I did something, and, and I looked up, and nothing was done. So take a transmission.
Okay, the Browning Golden Beagle R68 T68 from Browning Lavatories with the custom D104. I call it custom because it came with the Browning medallion stuck on the back of the head of the D104. This is an original medallion, which is kind of a little metal thing. I think it's possibly aluminum, not sure. But it's not like the stickers that some people are selling on eBay. And they're vinyl stickers, and there's one young lady that's selling them, actually makes them just about the perfect size and color. She didn't at first, and then I sent her a picture and the dimensions, and she said thank you, and now she's doing them the right coloring as close as she can get, and about the right size as close as she can get. The other ones are, I think, bigger stickers. Anyway, this is, as I said, the Golden Beagle. Anyway, series 1 or 2, I'm not sure which one this is. The other series is sitting next to it. It's not my favorite, so it doesn't get on as often. Okay, I'm done. Talk too much. Catch you next week, Dennis. I'm going in the other room and relax and waiting for a phone call, probably. We'll see you. Thank you, Dennis. Good show.
All right, R68, T68 is the radio. That is the interim between what? The R27 and the Mark II. Not sure how much differences there were as you stepped up from, what was this, I'm looking for the, 1967 and 1968. $395, is that correct? Yeah, $400. And this is when you put the wood cabinet around if you had it, the speaker, which we're showing here, and a great radio. Perfect. Celebrity alert. Toby is listening. And hey, Toby from Kansas, thanks for joining us, the Old Tube Radio Network. Maybe he's sitting in his vintage Radio Shack. He's going to those shacks where you turn one way, you're vintage, and you turn the other way, and you're in the 21st century. or both. Sounding good. So you're staying up late tonight. Oh, my gosh. But the R68, T68 doing a good job on us tonight. Also, hello to 9 Oscar Charlie from Ontario CB Club, joining the Old Tube Radio Network. And Harvey, you have deserved it. Thanks for joining us tonight and for Radio 7.
Roger. And if 19 is listening, all 3 microphones are done. I just have to finish up on the cables for the extra adapter cables. But the mics are done. They're all tested. I tested them yesterday, and everything's all set there. Okay, we'll let you go. Catch you next week, Dennis.
All right, thanks for being there. Let's see. Brown Dog Audio, SWL 57. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping here. Has just checked in, and we're running a little late tonight, which is fine. We had lots of skip. We'll get 57 checked in. I've got to be on the right control point. There it is. There's checked in. Also wanted to say hello to, Boat Anchor CB Radio Repair got the 1950 turntable going. Thanks to the turntable gods. I was looking to see if we have one in the Rolodex. I didn't, but I can bring one up. And this isn't the best picture, but let me put it up here. And there it is. I can't expand it, but that's the typical techniques with the nice glass cover and what was the little light that used to shine on there so you could see if your speed was correct or you could adjust the speed. It's 1950s, right? Let me check something. I was going to ask you if this had 78 on it, direct drive turntable. It's from the early 70s, so it might have had a 78 position. I'm just scrolling through, but anyway, you'll let me know if you could play 78s on that. But you probably had to put a different cartridge, or maybe I didn't know that the flip thing on there or not. But there it is, sitting on someone's whatever, the good old techniques. But I bet that will play with your with your Fleetwood Mac and your Mel Torme and your Donovan LPs perfectly.
Dennis?
And maybe even your Grateful Dead. Go ahead, over.
Is somebody into old 78 records, vintage, old stuff, 50s maybe?
I've got a lot of them. I actually used to do, when we had turntables at the radio station, and if I go behind the rack here, there's a whole stack, and they are heavy. They take a lot of weight. You got to have a nice shelf. I used to do a lot of 78 records. No, someone is working on a turntable, and it looks like they got it running. They probably got the little lights making the speed work. And were these automatic? I think they were. Were they semi-automatic, direct drive? Maybe, I don't know. But there you go. There's probably an old tube radio song on a 78 somewhere.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, probably. But a friend of mine knew I'm into old stuff, so she gave me a bunch of old 78 RPM records. And there's one that might be considered super rare unless you live in Hawaii. The reason is, in the late 50s, there was this Hawaiian musician that was making records. And I think it would probably be the late 50s, he cut one about Hawaii, the music, and on there it's the 49th state. Okay, get it? The 49th state. And guess what? They're not.
No. I think Alaska's 49, right? They were 50. I don't know. Sometimes now that's probably a very rare thing when you have a little faux pas like that. But the 78s and like who was mentioning, there is a different modulation than stereo records. I think, what do they call it? High fidelity. That's what we are here on the Old Tube Radio Network. We are in high fidelity, so we'd be perfect for cutting a 78.
Well, what's unique about this is on the records label, it says something about Hawaii, the 49th state. And on the record jacket, because I have the whole jacket with it, it says that also. Hawaii celebrating the 49th state and all that. So I think, hey, how about that? They put that out and Alaska slid in before them. Anyway, I got a phone call, so I'll let you go. Catch you next week.
All right, that's like the Dewey defeats Truman thing. All right, stand by. I'll be back. I'm going to run around the rack here, and then we'll see if there's any other stations that want to check in, and then we'll do some counting and amounting. It is getting late where you are. It is certainly getting late where we are. But the old tube radio network will not fail. Back in just a sec. And maybe we are hearing that late night skip coming in.
You're listening in the latest style.
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
Very wonderful Fresno, California. Let me go back to the... Where's the control room? Whoa, look at that. The lighting changed seriously here. What did we add some light? I just want to say, I went around the back of the rack because we have the... I want to see what we got here. We have the 78 records tonight since we talked about them, and we're going to take them over to the turntable. Stomping at the Stadium. This is Ozzie Nelson on his Bluebird record. Stomping at the Stadium. Thank you, dear Ozzie Nelson. Who Blew Out the Flame? It's a foxtrot. Remember when they used to put the dances on the record? So it's like, we're going to do a foxtrot. Anybody know how to do a foxtrot? I know. Here is Too Much. Oh, here's RCA Victor. Here's Elvis doing Too Much. And what's the flip side? Or is that the flip side? The Playing for Keeps. Elvis on his original RCA Victor. You know you're old when you're on a 78. Let's see, one more. We got, here's Frankie on The Charm of You. It was Columbia Frank's, Mr. Sinatra's label. And the other side is The Charm of You and the I Fall in Love Too Easily. I was looking for some dates, but I probably can't see them. And, of course, they're going to give somebody's orchestra. Here's something. This is the Victor Talking Machine. If you've got your talking machine ready, this is what you would buy. What were these? This was expensive stuff. If you were enough to afford the furniture, which is what it was back in the day, this is the Wolana Waltz, the Drowsy Waltzer, Pale K. Lunat David Cal, Victor Talking Machine Company. And the other side is the Hawaiian March. So depending on, you take the kids and you march them to bed, and then you raise the lid, crank it up, and flip it over on the talking machine, and then you, what kind of dance is that? Then you drowsy waltz yourself to bed on the RCA Victor label. All right, that's enough of that. See what you did? You got me waxing nostalgic about the records. We're going to do some counting and mounting the old Tube Radio Network.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
And it's so quiet now. I thought we were going to get the E-skip.
How about one last radio there, Dennis?
We can do one last radio while I count and amount, because that's for the other things, and I have got plenty of space on the radio page here. So key up, or is it key down? We'll see what we got here. Over.
Well, we'll try the key down. See how that works there. Dennis, I'd like to check in a Johnson from Minnesota, Wasita there. Doggone it, my messenger, 223.
All right, the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223, and the audio is good, but it's a little low, so you might have to sneak up. Well, the band is quiet, so it's not. I have no problem hearing you, but you might want to sneak up to the microphonium. And those, let's see, the 223s. In fact, none of the Johnsons had built-in mic gains or anything like that. They provided you with a microphone that came with the radio that was usually very sufficient on the audio. And were I to find a picture, which would look something like this, we'll go to the picture and back to you on the radio. Over.
Yeah, doggone it, Dennis. Unfortunately, that's one of the things that the 223 has. You kind of, you have to get on it. To be on the other end of the mic there, you have to kind of get on it, and, so you can do a little button with it. Dennis, we have a volume, we have a squelch. We have kind of sort of a backward situation. I don't know why they did these on these radios, but you turn it on and you use the squelch. The volume, it's all messed up. One or the other does something, but well lit. It's got a nice meter, and basically that's about it. There's no modulation light, and it does come with the original 223 disc mic for this radio.
There was a way, I think the modulation light was sort of secreted in there, and then at some of the later versions, in fact, the one we've got up on the picture has the modulation light right to the side of the meter. I remember Harvey saying, well, it's sort of in there, but you can see it. But for some reason, they didn't put it in the front, and then they did put it in the front. But you know you're talking, right? When you're transmitting, where does the S meter? I don't remember because I've got one of these, but I don't remember what the S meter does. If it goes to 0, if it actually shows your signal output, and maybe quivers a bit when you talk. Over.
Yeah, and not too much at that. We have to kind of really get on the microphone there to make the needle active, but everything's pretty stable. It's just showing you that you're keying up. It's not telling you that the needle's going backwards or forwards, but we'll work on that since there's no modulation light. But anyway, I'll get out of here. I know it's late already. We got 10 tubes, all 23 channels, and like I say, it's got the non-amplified desk mic, same color as the radio.
Yeah, with E.F. Johnson on the front, made by Turner. I think it was a Turner desk mic, but it's pretty cool that they had a matching microphone. After they put out 2 different radios that didn't even have a way to plug the mic in, and maybe they did that on purpose. They said, here's your base radio. We'll give you a mic. We'll make up for all the times when you cursed us because you couldn't put a fancy mic on there. Sounding good. It is radio. My numbers got off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Radio number 8 tonight. Over.
Well, thank you there, Dennis. Doggone appreciate it. That'll do it for me on this. Shut this one down pretty quick. Wait for your final. We'll bid you good night.
All right, and the Jingle Singers are singing or are signaling with this next song that will probably do it for the Old Tube Radio Network as well.
You're tuned to
OTR, Channel 11,
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us
Old Tube Radio.
and be modern.
You can stay with us and be modern, or perhaps be mid-century modern. Some of these radios were in a lot of those mid-century modern Brady Bunch-style houses, and they're on our shelves today. That's why we're here. In fact, maybe you know somebody that looked like this back in the day operating a radio. The Old Tube Radio Network, Channel 11 is where we are at. We have been doing this most every Saturday evening when we can since the mid-1980s, back before eBay was a thing and the internet was, you'd had your BBSs and all of that, but we were true to form, and now almost 40 years later, we're still doing it, and it's even the older Tube Radio Network. Where are we at? We're on the 4th week of the 8-week roster, whatever that means. Remember, there's you don't even have to have a Tube Radio to participate. No secret handshakes, passwords, or funny hats to wear. Just show up and have a good time like we all do. Radios tonight. No, let's go to the SWL. 17 on page 1, 21 on page 2, 16 on page 3, and 23 on page 4. For a total of 77. I do believe in radios tonight we had 8. Was there a most heard manufacturer? I am going quickly through here, and it looks like, despite the best efforts of the Browning crew, the E.F. Johnson may be our most heard manufacturer tonight. Started off the Robin T123B, and that was Joe getting, and Joe did bookends tonight. He got us started off, and he finished it up for us tonight. So started with Robin T123B from the the early 70s, the Panasonic chassis, the Sonar Model G, the Model E. Sonar fans, rewind the tape. Turn a little knob, rewind the tape, and you'll see your favorite Sonar Model G tonight. Thanks, Cliff, for that. The Browning. There were 2 Brownings. It was misplaced. So we have a tie between the Brownings and the Eagles. Harvey brought in the Browning Golden Eagle Mark III SSB, which I think is headed out somewhere, but we might hear it on Skip, were the conditions to be good. That was radio number 3. Joe on the E.F. Johnson Messenger TWO. Radio number 5 was the Tram Tango Romeo 27E, which is heading up north to that place. He had a name for it, but I won't call it that. But you know where it's going, and I know we will be hearing that beaconing down the airwaves when the skip is on. That'll be fun to hear it coming in from far away. Radio number 6, Joe on the World Radio Labs Hustler. The Browning Golden Beagle, the R68 T68 from Harvey, and as you heard moments ago, the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223, Waseca, Minnesota, Edgar F. and the gang from the early 1920s to, are they still doing stuff? They part of Kenwood now, but I think E.F. Johnson is still around doing something. Not making CB radios, but you might actually be able to get parts and crystals. Who knows? My name is Dennis, one of the many net controls to sit in the air chair of the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you do some get on the air radio night wherever you may be. And the bands have been pretty good. So whether you've got a wire in the air, an Antron 99, you are studying for your amateur radio license, or maybe you just got your ticket today in the mail or going on the air tomorrow, we'll look for you somewhere at some time. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next week, I do believe. Oh, and they said, okay, here's the fanfare. We're supposed to give the fanfare, and it would be something like this.
This is the Old Tube Radio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. It's time now for the current OTR totals.
The current and final totals. We had 8 radios and 77 shortwave listeners. We will catch you next time on your Old Tube Radio Network. Bye. And it's just so quiet.
And that's a good thing.
I loved how we were getting relay check-ins from Hawaii from people that were 10, 15 miles away that we couldn't hear.
Yeah, it's too quiet.
Yeah, the quiet frequency. Oh, and we will check in while we're still here. Let me go over to the Echolink link and get where we're still live and turn on the thing. Well, we're still live. Get a check-in from X4000. You may recognize this voice as the announcement as we start both the SWL and the Tube Radio area, along with, was it Billy May and Stan Freeberg and a host of others. X4000, hello to you, and we are checking you in. Over.
Jolly good. gotta wait for the 7-second delay here, so I won't swear and say anything bad. But yes, KN6LW, aka X4000, on frequency, and yeah, good show. 5 business, old man, and all of that sort of thing.
All right, a little bit of radio speak never hurts, especially when you are on the radio. All right, I'm going to fire down the Streamerino and the over-the-air thing and all these flashy lights and meters, and we'll head over into the green room where I do believe there's fizzies and what is it? Bars and some Tootsie Rolls and good stuff. 72+1 from your Old Tube Radio Network.
I assume you have to. Isn't it like possibly being transmitted over radio waves somewhere? I don't know. Maybe not. Very possible. However, now I'm hearing my half of the conversation on the stream and not yours.
Yeah, it's like a half of a conversation. All right, well, we'll say goodnight to the stream. I don't know where if that was, somebody mentioned, was that Skip coming in? I don't know where the microphone guy was coming from. We're turning on the bubble machine because that's all that's left. Lawrence Welk and Elvis have left the building. Frank Sinatra is encapsulated on the shellac disc, and you never know. So good night, everybody. We'll see you later on the Old Tube Radio Network.